Hi, I'm Tinny from minibulldesign, and today I'm out on the back deck playing with the gravity cap again. And this morning I went out and got all of Beth's stuff to ship. Wasn't a bad day. I didn't have a lot. I had like 6 or 7 items. It was fairly easy stuff. And before that, before she came out, I built 10 number 24 stove. So it's been a fairly lucrative day today. I also took the handle off of the 12 centimeter pot, took a windscreen and cut it off and made a carbon felt pot cozy. Took the handle right off the stove, and that was kind of fun. Makes for kind of a warm, cozy pot. You can put your windscreen underneath it and hang right onto it because it's carbon felt all the way around. Now, before I get it, I want to tell you something about this carbon felt. If you get the carbon felt right in where the flame hits it, and it'll start to give off a white, funny, kind of a smoky thing. Doesn't hurt it any, but there's something in it that will give off an odor. I don't like the smell of it. If you want to get rid of that, take it and put it in just some cold water and just wash it in some cold water, and whatever is in it dissolves out with water. If you do it once, it won't completely get rid of the smell, but it'll get rid of like 90% of it. That way when you get it hot, it doesn't have that carbon felt odor to it anymore that I really don't care for. Okay, enough of that. Now I want to talk about the 2 nipple caps. Now there seems to be a few misunderstandings about how either one of these caps work. One of the things that caught me right away was somebody said that if you didn't want, when you squeeze your bottle, normally, when you let go of it, when it springs back like that, it's going to pull all the alcohol out of your stove. And anything that the wick hasn't captured, anything that's pooled in the stove would be pulled back. Okay, somebody said, well, that's not a problem. You just fuel the stove up, and then when you get done, just crimp the hose, and that won't pull it back. And they're right, it won't. But as long as you keep it crimped, you're fine. But see how that bottle is concave? That's in a vacuum situation, and eventually, if you let go of it, that bottle's going to go back and pull the alcohol out of your stove. The only way around that would be to crimp, to be fuel, crimp, and then take the bottle up, screw it, let the air in, put the cap back on again. You can do that. I think it's really not acceptable for backpacking. That's just not a good setup. Now with the gravity bottle, maybe people don't understand this because I haven't shown people that much how it works. Now it works simply on gravity, which means the fuel inside of this bottle is in a vacuum mode all the time. There's never any pressure because you don't squeeze it. So if you look at your stove and put this up, a couple feet over, you'll see air bubbles coming out of this. That's fuel. And when the stove gets to where you have got enough fuel, put the bottle down and it'll stop. It won't pull the alcohol back away from the stove. Whatever you put in the stove will stay there. When you set it down, there's no drawback. And that's the whole idea of this. All that alcohol is pooled in the bottom of the stove, stays in there, and the stove burns a lot longer. Some people seem to be under the impression that this is going to leak all over the place. Well, in reality, this is under a vacuum at all times. So if you lay it down on its side or stand it up, put it over here or roll it around, it won't leak. It's just the physics of it. It won't leak. The only way you can get it to leak is if you put it a couple feet below the stove, and turn it and tilt it up, not upside down, but just a little bit up, and then start rolling it back and forth. There's one spot there where you can get a few drops of alcohol back through the vent tube. But if you just throw it up here where you're cooking, anywhere near it, in any position, it won't leak. And that may make a lot of people more comfortable with it, to realize that I know a lot of people thought if you just tipped it over that alcohol would run all over the place. Now, that's not how it works. So I'm pretty happy with that aspect of it. And I really, at this time, can't see any reason to keep the original design. It escapes me. But now that you know this doesn't leak, and you know that the only way to keep this one from pulling alcohol back out of the stove is to screw the lid off, I'm interested to see what your comments will be now. Oh, and one more thing. This nipple cap, when you go to use it, you take the bottle off. You do that with both stoves. With this one, once you get the flip cap off, you screw it on, and you're ready to fuel. With this one, you screw off the original flip cap, the same as the nipple cap. You screw it on, the same as the nipple cap. But this requires an additional step in that you drop that down through there and put the elastic band on it. Now, someone said that because of how complicated this is, and with the elastic band and the tube, that it was unacceptable for backpacking. I don't know. I'm going to let you guys be the judge of this. Does simply snapping that elastic band on there is the only extra step versus only having to fuel about 1/4 the time that you do with the squeeze cap? I think not having to fuel more than once every 5 or 6, 7, maybe 8 minutes versus fueling every couple of minutes is worth the time it took to snap the elastic band on, considering that it doesn't leak when you tip it over. So now that you know that, leave me your comments and let me know what you think. What I'm really looking for is a good solid reason to stay with, to also continue to sell the original nipple cap, even though when you let off the bottle it pulls the fuel back out of the stove. So I think that's everything for this video. I'm Tinny from Mini Bull Design. Get out and hike, take a friend, enjoy the great outdoors, and more important than anything, try to have a really great day and try to take a little time out to have some fun today. Bye-bye.